Get on.
Yeah, what get it. Ladies and gentlemen,
You
welcome
get on.
to the Kickback Reviews Insecure Season 5. We are here with the Insecure crew, some of them at least, and maybe we have a new special guest. We got Raph and Tim. It's a boys' night and maybe somebody else later on.
We have a special guest later.
Yeah, especially because I do want to get. There's a couple things I do need a woman's viewpoint on. So, but let's just hop into it. Raph, it's been a minute since you've been here.
Indeed.
What did you think about this episode? And what did you think about this episode? And then everything so far.
Fantastic episode. Like like it hit everything for me, and very excited. This is an episode that I expected coming into this season. Like this is like a full, like, let me get everybody involved here. Let's see what's going on with everybody. The drama was there, the comedy was there, the real moments were there. And I enjoyed every single second of the episode. I thought it was very well done. And they touched on pretty much everything.
Cool. Well, Tim just bounced out. Um,
I'm still here.
okay. If you what did you think about the episode as a
I'm with Raph. I think that this episode was really what we all wanted from this season. And it sucks it's the next to last episode.
Yes.
Like, could we have gotten this drama in episode 2?
right?
And then let's delve into this. Let's get deeper. Let's really see her figure out the choices between Nathan and Lawrence after it's gotten to this point. It took too long to get to this point, but I think this is a really good episode. A lot of things we can talk about, a lot of different angles that we can kind of chisel into. Good conversation. So I'm ready to get started.
Okay. I echo y'all thoughts and sentiments. I think a lot of people say one of the best episodes of the season, and I think that's because it was more in tune with what we have seen from Insecure in the past, and that's what everybody kind of wanted. Raph, you made a good point, and it's like that was the first time that we've seen all of the characters in one spot this season. Because usually the first couple episodes was just the girls. You know what I'm saying, and then you had a few like Issa Nathan centric episodes, which nobody really cared about. But this is kind of just seeing everything come to fruition. So basically everybody is at Tiffany and what's her husband? Derek. Tiffany and Derek's
Yep.
going away party. They're moving to Denver, so they had a going away party. And the whole crew was there. Lawrence had some trepidation about going at first to his boy Chad. And only the way Chad can called him out on it, you know what I'm saying? Which you can always say that Chad puts a battery in Lawrence's back in
All the
every
time.
season.
Yes.
In every season, Chad puts a battery in Lawrence's back. Usually at the wrong time. And this was probably at the wrong time.
Supercharged too.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Duracell. So so he tells Lawrence, like, why would you be afraid? First off, he doesn't remember Issa's name. He calls her old girl. He
Yeah.
doesn't remember Issa's name. He says, why would you care if she's there or not? Like, she broke up with you, she let you go, you didn't fight for it, y'all should be cool. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And then they got Lawrence to think, like, what do you really fight for? So anyway, they all get to the spot. Nathan is there. Issa brings Nathan. Lawrence shows up with Elijah and Condola, his family. And hilarity ensues. So, what would you say was your favorite part of the going away party? Go ahead, Ralph.
I'm sorry. It has to be when all the guys got together and the little back and forth between Nathan and Lawrence. Like,
Mhm.
I'm mad that it didn't go where it should have. But the foreshadowing of what was to come later, and then like the tense the intensity of the situation and the like, it was the beef, but like if you ain't really know what was going on, then like you ain't know that they knew about each other. All right, Tim, with the drop off, but well, he'll be right back. But yeah, no, I loved that, and then Torian, like I was pleasantly surprised of how, because I thought he was a cornball this from the time that he's been introduced to the show, but him being high was so fantastic for this episode. I think he fit in so perfect with his little comments, and it was just really great. But that whole part was awesome for me.
So that's the funny thing about, I was going to say my favorite part as a through line through the party was the fact that Tori and Molly were so high that they were just they took an edible and they got high, and it actually lends more so to the other roles that I've seen that actor that played Torian be in. Because
Yeah.
if you, I don't know if you watched one of the wind downs a few episodes ago, I think it was one with Natasha Rothwell on it. She said like, and even that dude, he's been a comedic actor for years, and so to be the serious person on Insecure for all these years, it was kind of a departure for him. But now in this episode, you kind of saw that his comedic energy, his comedic history. So I thought that was pretty funny. So Raph is speaking about a conversation. So Tiffany and Derek give speeches about everybody at the party, whatever, 10 people at the party. The girls go inside for a little moment to themselves, and the dudes go to this corner, and they ask Derek what he's going to miss the most about LA, and he said the food. And he's like, I'm going to miss the Mexican, the barbecues, and the sushi. I know you can't get good sushi in Denver, Colorado, and might be so, but Denver has its own good food.
Indeed, it does.
And so,
shout out to that venison.
And so, man, what? Man, how long ago was that?
Remember that?
That was what?
That was a long time ago.
That was 2009. We went to Denver together when Rasan moved back. And so they get into a conversation about how, good barbecue or whatever. And then Nathan's like, yeah, but like y'all barbecue ain't that good. And Dro's like, if you were transplanted, just say you were transplant. And he's like, yeah, I'm from Houston. And like, yeah, okay, well. And they get into this whole thing about where they're talking about barbecue, but the barbecue is really Issa, and all this slick talking, and like that's the most energy you've ever seen Lawrence have for anybody about Issa. Lawrence ain't never buffed up his chest, what I'm saying, at all. So, and I think they said it in the outro of this show. This was the first time that Lawrence and Nathan were on camera together. They've never had a scene together.
I think that is true.
And so this was their first. Like they knew of each other, but Nathan knew more. I mean, Nathan knew more of Lawrence than Lawrence knew of Nathan.
Correct.
And that's why Nathan don't like Lawrence. And it's he has a rivalry going on in his head by himself because Lawrence don't even care about this dude.
Yeah.
But that was that scene. So Tim, what was your kind of favorite scene or favorite part of the party, or you want to keep talking about that? It's whatever.
I mean, I think that as a question I want to talk to, I guess I want to bring up. I don't know if you have this listed, Jamal, because it would be a Jamal style question, so I won't be surprised if you have it listed. So forgive me if I ask it and you want to bring this up later in the show. You just take it in whatever direction if you want to.
Good,
but
brother.
What character did you most identify with in this episode? Because they showcased everybody in man talk and woman talk and like couple styles, like in real life, like where are you in life in comparison? Like who did you kind of like feel like the characters that you were connecting to or how they were like representing themselves in that moment in time of their life? You know what I'm saying? Because I was really like, bro, I'm Torian right now, bro. This motherfucker, that's all I do, bro. I just be in my own world. Me and my girl be in our own world. It's like, bro, this is so us right now. It's like where we are right now. It's just like we've had the real situations of exes come up and be in real time, and it's like oh yeah, you know, I used to mess off with her. This, that, and that. We literally had this conversation today, like right before we watched Insecure, and it was like, oh, that makes sense because this, that. It's like, oh, okay, cool, and it's like, watch Insecure, this happens. It's like, bro, this is our life right now. This shit crazy.
Yeah.
So it felt like Molly and Tori and them being in their own world, being able to handle things in real time like that. Like I identify with it, and then just being high and eating the food. It's like that's me right now. So like, I just want to ask that question. Like, I loved it. Like I loved how they showed everybody's little space and where they are and what they're dealing with.
That's a great question, and I would have to say, of the main characters and how they handled everything in this episode, I guess maybe I don't identify with them now, but in that time and place, like in my life, I would have been like a Nathan. Like a Nathan. I remember very specifically, and this has nothing to do with the relationship with the girl, but like in terms of being a transplant living in LA, and people in LA, just like people in New York, think that they shit is the best shit in the world, like no matter what. Like it's the God's gift. And having a conversation about, we're talking about music, we're talking about like pimp rap, you know what I'm saying? Like some real deal pimp rap. And I don't know, what's my boy name? Oh, what's his name? There's an old school LA rapper that if you didn't know he's from LA, you would thought that he was from like New Orleans, Memphis, Jackson, Atlanta, some pimp like that. And so they were telling me about how this dude was like a pioneer. And I'm like, nigga, no, he was not, bro. Like Sugar Free. That's his name, Sugar Free. Sugar Free. He got some good shit. Look up Sugar Free. He got some good shit. But I'm like, no, nigga, like none of y'all shit would be what it is if it wasn't for the shit that we did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it wasn't for the 8 balls, MJGs, and the Tilas and the Pimp C's and all them shits when they were growing up doing the shit. And so like having that like kind of defending what you know and what you have in terms of like being in a place with people from LA, that was something. And then it might even be I was Lawrence at one point in my life too, where
definitely.
I think we all have. We all have to be like we've been in Lauren's shoes. Like,
and I respect what Lawrence did. I respect what he did.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I know. I just got mad because, I know they were really talking about Issa, but like, there was an opportunity there for Nathan to really talk his shit, and I think for the sake of the show, they didn't let him talk his shit. It was like we need to kind of point this in the direction of like how do we get this to like this being about Issa between these two versus the actual conversation. But like when Derek was gassing him up and he was like, yeah, talk your shit, Houston. Y'all got some meats down there. And then Chad was like, they do. I'm like, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, nigga, you gonna say something? Like, can you? This nigga Lawrence just named fucking 4 spots off the top of his head. Can you say Franklin barbecue? Can you say some other shit? I mean, you from Houston, so Franklin is Dallas. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but everybody know like Houston get busy with the meats. So I'm like, yo, talk your shit, bro. Like they gassed you, kind of like stand up for yourself. But then once the shit is when he said. When Issa's brother said, "Oh, well, he thinks I would go with the Caesar." What is his name?
Amal. His name is Amal.
Yeah. When Amal says, he was like, "Yeah," so he thinks I look good with a Caesar. You busy this weekend? And then he goes, "Nah, me. Issa's still looking at apartments." When they come back to Amal and he goes with the drink, fam, I lost my mind. Bro. The amount of like from everybody just pouring in, and then there's Tori in there sitting there. So should we order some barbecue? Because I just upgraded.
Exactly.
What is it? He said I upgraded on DoorDash or something like that.
That's me.
I upgraded to the premium delivery.
Game changer. I said, nigga, ain't nobody paying attention to you but you.
Bro, but here's the thing. It's like they were literally talking about barbecue, but they weren't talking about Issa. They were talking about themselves. They're really talking about their meats. They're representing LA. They talking about themselves. So that
Yes.
it's like he's like, yeah, like they taking up for him, but it's like they really talking about they meats. So it was kind of a pause conversation
I
in
see what you.
reality.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Yeah, it's so true. It was it was an ego thing.
It was
And
an
at the
ego
end of the
thing.
day, it was an ego thing, and it's like, yo, like, well, I have her now because
Exactly.
and like whatever. It was it was so well done though, like to mask it in a conversation about
Barbecue.
was so well done. Like
It was.
so much kudos to the writers, to the writing team on that because it was great.
And so I said it before, and I think that part of the thing that colors that conversation was and Nathan's reaction to that conversation is to the insecurity that Nathan feels with Lawrence around. Like, nigga, you ain't never really met this dude. Lawrence been living rent free in your mind for a long time.
Cause some niggas got that smoke, bro. You know when we come around, bro, you know what time it is, my nigga.
Like,
What you talking
like,
about?
nigga, like he ain't. You don't know if Issa done talked to the man or nothing. You still think he in San Francisco. So why you even care if he there? He came down for this. Oh, he's like, bro, like, nigga, you got
That
Nervous ass nigga. Fuck you talking about?
that conversation was important too because of how Issa was reacting. So like he was like, man, like he came down here for this, and she was like, oh well, like he moved back. Like that's well, how the fuck do you know he moved back? Like,
yeah.
like this, he didn't say it, but in his facial expressions, in his reaction, I saw that's what he was thinking. It was well, how the fuck do you know that? Like, because if you don't really rock with him no more, then why do you know that he's back? Like, technically, he was only in your circle because of you. So, I mean, obviously he's cool with Derek, but like, it was more so an Issa thing.
He got cool with Derek through Issa. And then like at the beginning of the episode, he threw a shot at him when he was like, I don't know what type of dudes you've been living with.
Yes.
And
yes.
like, bro, like nigga, like what you got to say all that for, my guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody ain't really out here checking. Why you checking for this dude that she broke up with?
Yeah.
Almost for you, basically for you, about a year ago. Like it's been over a year, dude. You know what I'm saying? Why you got this nigga living rent free in your head? But it's also because, like he said, he already felt kind of out of place. He didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And so he just was in his feelings and things of that nature. So that colored a lot of how he reacted, especially to the things that Lawrence was saying.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I do believe that Issa's nonchalantness in how she responded to the question, and the two other questions that he had about it, maybe gave him cause for pause because he didn't know much. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know what to do. But I'm like, bro, like you just letting this. Lawrence is out there living his life.
Yeah.
and you out here worried about him. He ain't too much worried about you, which he basically showed your ass. It was like, bro, like this is, like I said, he ain't never been that booked up before. You know what I'm saying? In all 5 seasons. So so that was interesting. Interesting too. Tim, what you got on that?
I skipped that for a second, but but no, I think that Lawrence's response was funny because we never seen him like that. But it was like I loved it because it's like, first off, the insecurity of Nathan was like screaming.
Yeah.
It was screaming out, and it's like, bro, I ain't even talking to you, my nigga. This ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. I'm sitting here handling this with the lady. Now, if she tell me to push off and step off, guess one thing. But I ain't disrespecting you right now. I'm having a conversation with you. Know what I'm saying? You came here with this smoke. So at the end of the day, what you not finna do? Because at the end of the day, you scared of me in the first place.
Right.
So I ain't gotta back down. I really can step up and really be on your ass. Because in reality, you the Chihuahua right now barking.
Yeah,
I'm the
I
big
mean,
dog.
I'm the big dog.
I'm the big dog. You just one bar. Yeah.
when it came down to that part, none of them were fighting. Let's be honest.
No.
When it goes past 2 pushes, there's no fighting. If there's no swinging, and it keeps continuing with the so what you gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? All right, we're not fighting here. Let's
You
just
like he's holding me back.
stop right now. We're gonna stop right now and just stop with the antics, please. Now it's WWE.
And so, like to at that, there's the part that the last scene of the episode, Lawrence and Issa run into each other. This is the first time we've seen them in the same frame since episode 2, or episode 1. Episode 1 when she broke up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, episode 1, and he basically professes his love for Issa right then, right there. He said, "Are you happy?" What do you mean? He said, "Are you happy?" Because I'm not happy when I'm not with you. I'm trying to say is I love you, and this and that, blah blah blah. While he's saying that, Nathan walks up and says, "What is this? What's going on?" And then Issa's like, nothing, boom, boom, boom. Lawrence is like, nah, we were having a conversation. And then Nathan, it's we were having a conversation, but we all good, ain't nobody talking to you, basically. And then Nathan was like, I can, whatever, he got pumped up. And then Lawrence was, they all got pumped up. And if you listen to I listened to what they were saying while they were like in the shoving match. And Nathan was like, see, we always have problems. That's why I don't like your ass. Some shit like that. And I'm like, bro, he in your mind. You trying to fight this nigga. You trying to fight this nigga.
Yeah.
Rent free, baby.
Fight him. He don't even know who the fuck you is or what you got going.
Yeah.
But you want to fight him.
That's
for talking to your girl.
Cause you know you can never feel my shoes, my nigga. Thank you for keeping me warm and taking care of my lady till I get back, my nigga. Fuck you talking about?
So that's how the episode ends, with everybody kind of going their own separate ways, and Issa's looking confused, like, I don't know what to do. And then it cuts. But so before that scene, we see a scene with Condola and Issa in the kitchen, and it's an awkward ass scene. I don't. Was there any kind of revelations in that? And it was just a.
No, not really. I mean, typical Issa, making shit mad awkward.
Oh, so awkward.
Just can't say. When I tell you she owns this awkward black girl shit, like, bro, like, I'm feeling fucking awkward, and I'm just watching the show.
Bro, it be feeling so weird.
It's like I'm right there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It be so cringy.
Why? Like, it's so bad, bro. But like,
it be so cringy, bro.
The fact that she has mastered this shit is so impressive. Like, and the growth to where she's gotten now is just really, really dope, bro. Like, but like to be able to still like she mastered that shit and she has it down to a T to make the viewer feel the way I feel. Like, it's like, bro, I don't even want to be here. Like, I don't want to be. There's conversations where you want to be a fly on the wall. Anything that Issa has, when it's like that, you don't want to be there. Like, you really don't.
I think the only thing that came out of it was Condola kind of congratulated Issa on the work she was doing. She said, "Oh, I saw you did your art walk with nothing but water." Yeah, she worked with somebody in the office, and he's like, "Oh, you mean the one with the eyebrows?" It's like, Raphael. Yeah. And so, like, but there was
just a sidebar. This is exactly why the way Condola pronounced his name is exactly why.
Oh.
Damn. Very important.
Oh, the devil is trying to block. The devil is busy.
You can throw. Yeah. Go ahead.
The reason, the way Condola pronounced his name is exactly why I tell people to call me Raph and not call me by my full name. Just a side.
That's how she pronounced it.
How she pronounce it?
Raphael. There's not a damn I anywhere in my fucking name. But this is It's all side shit. It's just I had
See,
this
that's
conversation on a
Dang,
regular.
folks used to say that as a kid when we was watching Ninja Turtles. Some kids used to say it like that.
I mean,
Raphael.
it's also. I mean,
That's
if you really pay
crazy.
attention, he was named after an Italian painter, which is
Mm.
different, and his name is also spelled Raphael,
Right.
whereas
you
my name
named
is
Kids was
spelled
saying it wrong.
Rafael.
and
But it's all good.
you were named after. I don't have a joke. I
Don't
have a
do it.
joke.
Yeah,
De La
don't do it.
No, he was
Don't do it.
named after De La Ghetto.
You know what?
Raphael De La Ghetto.
Yeah. Cannon.
Come on now.
What else do we see? I guess another big thing, another big plot point
Molly.
was
You gotta get into Molly.
the reintroduction of Dro randomly for no. I don't know why Dro was there.
Did I speak Dro up the other week or something?
Like, No, because Dro called when they played the questions in the hat game, and they were like, this game like brings up all the X's and shit. Dro ended up calling
Yes.
Molly that
So
night.
they called Molly.
And she never answered.
Yes.
And so anyway, Dro shows up in a new relationship. He and his wife divorced, and Molly is high as hell and goes and have a conversation. They catch up, and she's like, I heard what was going on. It's all good. Boom, boom. And then Torian asses pop up out of nowhere.
Yo, the creepy shit. Yo, it was so great though. The well timed. He was like, oh yeah, and your new guy too. She was like, oh, you mean him? And he's just there like
eating some fruit.
Everything good?
And so,
wow.
And so Molly just goes into straight TMI mode, like, oh yeah, this is my friend Dro. We grew up together. We used to hook up. He was in an open marriage when they broke up. We used to hook up. I mean, we used to hook up a lot. Like, we used to hook up a lot. And then it got bad, it got toxic, and now this is the first time I've seen him in a couple years. And Tori was like, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Like, all right.
Like, thank you for the truth. I can process that and we can move forward.
Like, that's what's up. And she was like, and Dro was like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on?
Out of there, real quick.
Torian was like, whatever. And then she said, yo, everybody got a pass.
What is important about all of that? So I loved. I mean, I don't want to give it the excuse of because she was high, because obviously there's been a lot of growth with Molly, but the transparency throughout this episode from Molly was what we've been missing. What was missing from her that made her trash in the past.
I am Team Molly 100% right now.
I hate it too, bro. She done made me be Team Molly. And I was all Molly was trash.
She was so great in this episode by laying it all out there and being able to just like kind of tackle these things, even in the closet where she got really vulnerable with Torian and let him know, hey, listen, I fuck up a lot coming to these situations, and I want to be straightforward with you. I'm scared. But like, how can we kind of take it from here? And I think Torian has been great ever since when she had to cancel on him, and when her mom was in the hospital, and he was like, hey, listen, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'm here if you want to talk about it. And like opening his door for like, hey, listen, it doesn't have to just be us going out and doing the dating dance. It's like, right. If you want to talk, I'm here for you. Let's be on that kind of level. And I think that's what kind of gave her the opportunity to be vulnerable in that moment.
She just gave her a train ticket to join this campaign. That's all that was, baby.
Man, get on board. It's a tweet.
You hear me?
Here's a tweet that I saved that kind of sums it all up. And it's like, Torian has his life together, which is why he isn't pressed about Nathan. He isn't pressed like Nathan and Lawrence. He just made partner and he got something in the pantry later on that night. Like he didn't care.
Life is good. Free food, free macaroni and cheese balls with my lady, and we high.
Yo, he was like, bro, I don't care what you did with this nigga. Like, way to go, bro. Good to see you, my nigga. I'm with her now.
Glad you had a good time. I'm here.
Yeah. I mean,
Daddy's home. Daddy's home. It's okay.
There it is. And it actually just shows you like that security. That's the whole thing. Like, even when it all circles back to the whole Well, let's talk about. I want to finish that conversation. Molly and Torian getting high on the search for macaroni and cheese balls, go into the kitchen or go into where we're preparing the food and just have a feast. They just eating.
My favorite scene.
That was wicked, bro. Like, first off, eating over the food was just like yeah, y'all didn't even care that there was other guests.
No,
we're in our own world right now.
Yeah, COVID. He said
COVID was there. COVID got all on them sliders and them goddamn meatballs. COVID was in that bitch, fool.
Yo, let me tell you.
Is it just me, but or do y'all also watch like shows and movies now, and then when people be like all up in people's face, it'll be like, oh, but COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, wait, hold on. Y'all didn't write that in. Y'all didn't write that part in. I need to start seeing movies with COVID in it. Like, why aren't y'all wearing masks?
So they was doing it. They was doing it last year. Like This Is Us was doing it heavy. Like, but they were doing it so cheesy. They were doing it cheesily, like to try to almost infomercial you to like wearing your mask and remind you to do that. It was bad. But like I agree with you though, Ralph. You can like actually just make it a part of natural culture. That's what it is. Like it just is what it is. It's just normal.
It's just wild because I see older movies like now and like or even shows that I'm watching and it's like, oh, people like talking with food in their mouth and like it just it's going out and somebody's right there. I'm like, oh, 6 feet.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Omicron is in the building.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick. Before you change subject, Ma, I just want to say that I legit look at Renee.
Renee, behave yourself. I don't want
please, Renee.
Oh, no more comments, Renee.
But it was crazy when she took that first bite of when Issa took the first bite of the mac and cheese ball and it was hot. I literally was eating something and it wasn't even that hot. But when I saw her do that, I literally was like, I felt it. I felt it in my soul. I promised my heart to God, bro. I said, listen, I know how hot that was.
We've all been there where you do the like when you do that and you trying to cool it while it's in there, yeah, nah.
But you can't do that with hot cheese though. Hot cheese is an automatic burn.
Listen, we've been doing that. Hot Pockets. You knew when you bit into a hot pocket right out of the microwave. That shit is Yep. We know it well. We know it well. Those Tinos. Oh wow, that is kind of crazy. I'm gonna slide right by that.
Renee, stop.
They
were in there eating, tossing food to each other. She took one bite out of something.
When somebody came, she was like, "Oh shit, somebody's coming," and Torian grabbed
more
in one hand. I said, "Oh, now he violated." He a real nigga.
He a real nigga. He a real nigga for that. Because that's when I knew it was like, that's me. Like it's like I was telling my girl, I was like, yo, like that's us. We tripping off of it. I said, but like, would you have actually run in them? She was like, hell yeah, you gotta grab the stuff though before you run. Because we would have ended up in the closet just like they did. I was like, you're right. This is like our life.
I don't let me not say that. It's a false statement. When I partake in the edibles, I don't get hungry. I get sleepy. So like if I was the one there, I would have been laid out on the pool chair or some shit, like knocked out.
I know how to ride them waves, baby. I know how to ride them waves.
Last time I did that shit and I had to drive. And like where I was driving was just straight like woods and sky.
Ooh.
And when I tell you the greens were greening, bro,
your eyes spark.
Damn, like this shit is like the sky was the bluest I've ever seen. The trees were the greenest I've ever seen.
It is.
I said, yo, I am bugging right now. I need to just get to the crib where I just see neutral colors, please. It's just too bright right now.
I need some brown.
my first time taking an edible in San Diego in 2015, 2016. Me, my ex, my boy Kenny and his ex, we all had split 4 corners of an edible about this big, and but it was like it wasn't even number like 80 milligrams or something. Like back then there was a lot to this, so we broke it, boom, and we go to the beach in San Diego, and by the time we get to the beach, it starts to hit. And I remember a moment in time, like the sand felt so good. I just was standing there, I was digging my feet in the sand. It was all the way up to my kneecaps when I looked up. Like I was just like, I'm dead serious too. Dead serious. It was all to my kneecaps. And then it was another moment where I walked out to the edge of the shore of the beach and I was standing there and I was looking at the sun over the water and I was like, bro, it's gotta be a God somewhere, bro. Cause like this too beautiful, bro. I ain't never seen this look like this.
Yep.
Like that was my moment. If I didn't believe already, it's like, I know, bro. Ain't nobody make this, bro. This too cold.
Crazy, bro. That's wow.
Man, them edible highs, man. Edible be good ways, man.
I get knocked. I be my eyes get low. I'm about to go. So you know me, if I'm when the sleep hit, oh, I'm going to sleep.
Oh, you out of there. And you snoring too.
It ain't no try to fight it. It ain't no try to fight it. I'm gone. It's over with. Forget that. So okay, they get to the closet and they have a conversation. They have the conversation about Molly tells them she's kind of afraid to mess this up. And okay, we're all adults here, guys. The one thing I don't like about these shows.
Oh yes, please tell me you're here with me. You're here
to the sex, my guy. The quickness to the sex, bro. Just boop in.
It's the raw dog for me on a regular basis. Now, that being said, realistic.
That's what happens.
That you not. It ruins the moment if you're gonna be like, whoa, hold on, like it said, you got something on you, like. And listen, I'm not promoting one or the other. I'm just saying that it will ruin the moment. And in these scenes, I'm always thinking about it. I'm like, damn, like y'all getting right to it and y'all didn't even second guess it. Like, it's like, we're going to just go raw.
Because they already knew what time it was. They already made the commitment in their minds already. Yeah. They there, but like, they don't disparage you. You should know what you're doing before you do it.
Absolutely.
You need to know what you're doing before you do. You got to know what you're sticking in before you stick it in. You know what I'm saying?
They just get to it.
They get right to it.
2 kisses insert. 2 kisses insertion. Like
look. 2 kisses. Cousin Faye on Soul Food. Let's go.
Out of here.
The same exact thing. Cousin Faye on Soul Food. Let's go.
Sweating all on the canned corn and shit in the pantry.
Yeah, that was
all type of shit over, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. I do want to. I guess there was something that I wanted to talk. First off, what's your name? Jesus Christ.
Kelly
looked fantastic in this episode. I just want to say, like, I shout out to the girls, because I think they all looked great. Issa, the dress wasn't it for me.
I said the same thing. I told my girl that.
For her, and then the hair made her look bald headed, and I was tight because I was like, Issa, you know better. Like, you do some really good stuff with your hair. This one wasn't it. Like, it was real dry with the whole fit. The dress didn't do nothing for you. I was tight for her. But everybody else, like,
Molly looked so good in this episode. Boy,
great. I thought Kelly was fantastic. Like,
I thought Issa's dress was just too short.
Yeah, it just didn't fit. It just was terribly
It just didn't do anything. Like, body wise, it was just like here, like you look like a pack of like gum right now. Like, it's not. There's nothing there. So I was a little annoyed with that, but especially because usually they be killing with the outfits, like overall. So I was angry at that, but
let's see.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
But just kind of to go back to like just the beginning, with her and Nathan like looking at the house, you know, I think that was like them taking that. I don't know how to actually take their relationship. Like,
Seriously?
is it as serious as they in their minds think it is, or is this like somewhat of a placeholder? Because I felt like Nathan was wishy-washy at a certain point with the whole thing, and obviously so was Issa, because she wasn't being like completely upfront about everything, and like now I think it's just here, and obviously with that one episode where she was like, "Oh, I love you. That's why I love you," and like that was out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, now are you doing this because of like the support because he's here, and then now we're just falling into this? Because I feel like this is kind of moving fast. Although, again, I don't know, Jamal. I know you're really good at getting the timelines on this, but
Nah, they jump weeks and months
okay,
because like remember like by episode 3 or no maybe episode 5 they were planning the art walk, and then last episode 8 was the art walk.
mhm.
So I mean you're not planning that in a week and a half.
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
of weeks.
yeah.
You know it's gonna take a few months to do that. The thing is nobody believes. It's very hard to find anybody that watches this show that believes in that relationship, believe that's a real relationship, believe they actually like each other.
Right.
The fact that
At
Issa
any point in time of the relationship.
she's still so non-committal about the relationship in our minds. Like I watched the wind down after this episode, and even I think Kendrick, the actor who plays Nathan, was like, like Issa's made it known where she stands in the relationship, like she's for their relationship. And I'm like, the Issa I'm watching is completely not.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so the
And
Issa
the
I'm
Issa
saying
in
is
real
not.
life even like kind of said something like she kind of maybe was trying to avoid like revealing too much, maybe for
Mhm.
next episode. But like Princess asked her a question and she just was like, Issa is something. It was like it was a non-committal answer, and it was kind of avoiding like the truth of like her and like Lawrence's relationship. Nathan's relationship. I'm sorry. It was like
Yeah,
her not like committing to like really saying that she really is in with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
that's why um I think that in the next episode she's going to choose herself. I think she's going to not fuck with either Nathan or Lawrence. Because once again, somebody was on this, they were on like a Twitter Spaces or something after the episode. And just like Issa said before the season started, she's gonna piss off a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna be mad at her after the finale.
Mm.
And there's only a few things I can think that she could do to make people really mad at her. One would be her not ending up with Lawrence. But if she doesn't end up with Lawrence in a more realistic way, I think people can get. But or it could be her picking Nathan over Lawrence.
That would piss off a lot of people.
At this
And
point, for sure,
or her just picking herself, or them
picking
acting
Daniel.
like them acting like this isn't a series finale, and they just leave it with like
That's what I think.
a bunch of cliffhangers where you don't know the answers to. They
way.
just gonna end it like a regular.
That's what I
episode.
think. That's exactly what I'm thinking they're about to do.
Don't say that shit, bro. Don't speak
Bro,
that.
they play with us all season the same way,
Yeah.
bro. It's only right that they end it that way, bro.
No, bro. I can't.
He can't watch no more TV after this.
I can't do that shit, bro. I ain't pouring these fucking 5 seasons for that shit. No. I can't do that. I would be fucking livid.
Oh,
Bro, just don't have anything to throw. All right.
One more question I have to ask before I ask for your the female perspective, Tim. So if she want to be on, let me. If she don't want to be on, let me know.
But she ain't gonna do the video. She gonna hop on the mic.
Okay, bet that'll work.
Yeah.
So before that,
So you let me know when you're ready.
There's a scene in the show before the confrontation, before the physical confrontation between Nathan and Lawrence, but after the verbal barbecue conversation. Nathan goes to give his keys to one of his homeboys from the barbershop,
Mm-hmm.
and they talking at the car, and And the homeboy asked about Molly because it's the same dude that Molly hooked up with at the beach. And he like, you know what? They like she you know with somebody else. Cause he's like, it's all right. I know the game. It's all good. She's still fine as hell. You know, whatever. But then Nathan's like, and then Issa's like punk ass ex boyfriend is in there, which is just a sign like, yo, you just he talking slick. Like, although he was, it just amplified it more in Nathan's head because he was already mad at him. And his homeboy was saying things like, yo, you want us to go handle it? You want us to go do this and that? And I'm like, he said, yo, you can't be letting people talk to you crazy like that. And I said, this is the same homeboy that let the other barber in the shop talk to that nigga crazy when he called him crazy.
Yes.
So like this, you got this other homie that's putting the battery in Nathan back for no reason. And now you see like he like when they were at the shop, the dude that was cutting all the celebrities' head, he was talking, he called Nathan crazy and all this other shit, and that dude didn't step in to help. But now you want to go in a party where you don't know nobody and fight one nigga? Like, come on. What kind of shit?
That's some toxic energy, bro. That's some real toxic energy, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, that's just some LA shit. That's
damn.
I'm not trying to offend none of our viewers or anything like that, but that's some LA shit.
It's only 6 of them. They probably ain't even from LA. One of them is my mama. So how you doing? Good to see you. All right, so yeah, I just noticed. I noticed that now, like, bro, like, come on now.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I just thought that was it was unnecessary. He was really trying to hype it up, but I don't think it was about anything. At the end of the day, I think it was just let me act like I got your back, but if shit would have got too real, he probably would have just bounced.
Yeah.
If it really did would go down.
All right, so let's bring in a new contributor to the Kickback reviews, Miss Derica.
Hey guys.
Hello,
What's
nice to
going
meet
on?
you. Glad to
Nice
have
to,
you on your debut here.
yeah, next time maybe you'll see my face, but my voice should serve its purpose tonight.
It should. You are in no pressure, but you're speaking for women everywhere.
All right. All right.
So you are the voice of all women worldwide.
All right, ladies. I'm gonna try to hold us down.
Here we go. So my a question I have for you is you're Issa in this scenario.
Okay.
You show up to this party, you see an ex who you haven't seen in a year, and you got your current dude there. Did Issa handle this situation adequately, or was there a better way for her to handle said situation?
I think she handled it adequately, actually. She wasn't in a place that wasn't the place or the time for that. You know what I mean? And I don't think she would have had a problem with having the conversation, but it was how she was made to have it. Like she was okay. She was in a good space. She was already feeling her dude's energy. Nathan's energy was already off. So I just think everything that was just a lot. That was too much at one time. And it was just like, I don't even know how to respond to this. It was like no processing time. So I think she did the best that she could in that moment.
Go ahead, Ray.
So one thing for me was I don't think Issa handled this right at all. Mainly because I felt like I said earlier, her responses in like to Nathan, like when he asked, "Oh, dude came down for this," and she's like, "Oh yeah, well he moved back a while ago." Like these are things I think her reactions and the looks that she was giving, that she was giving to Nathan, kind of made him feel insecure about him being there, with Lawrence there. And I think Issa just all she had to do was be a little bit more transparent. And I think this is one of the biggest things for me was I thought this episode did a great job at showing how Molly has grown in being transparent in her relationships versus what Issa continues to do wrong in her relationships, and like not just being transparent and saying what she needs to say to avoid the bigger issues. And I feel like she just kind of let it sit and then let all this kind of happen where I feel like, and you're right, Derica, like not the time nor place, but like you're with Nathan. You can't help what Lawrence does, but you're with Nathan and you could have prepped him a little bit better or at least eased his mind to the point where he's not going, looking for a fight.
Well, I think in order for Issa to have been able to ease Nathan's mind, her mind would have had to been at ease too.
Good
and that
point.
wasn't the situation here. So she didn't even know he was going to be there either. Or maybe if she did think he was going to be there, him showing up and being that she had the phone call, he called back, didn't answer. It's a lot of unsettledness there. And then for us to even hear that she didn't even tell Nathan that he was back in town just lets us know how much she still haven't dealt with herself. So that's why I say I think she dealt with it the best that she could in that moment. It was a whole lot that she didn't get a chance to process because it was happening so quick. And Lawrence didn't just come and talk to her. He was talking at her, like, tell me what it is. This is how I feel. And it's like, whoa, hold up. Like, I might have these same emotions, but like this, like this right now, it's like, oh, whoa, like it's just a lot.
But
And so she couldn't even come up with words. She couldn't even form words to even express what she was like going through in that moment. And then Nathan is there to then like, what's going on? And she like, look, I don't even want to do this right now. Let's just, keep it moving. Now that's avoiding. She's not dealing with it, but I don't think that was something for them to deal with in that moment. Maybe they
it
could
should have
have.
been already dealt with.
They should have already, yeah, that's true. But since they didn't, it wasn't the time nor the place for all of that. And then that fake fight, that was so ugly. Like that was just too much emotion piled on emotion. That was absolutely ugly. I don't even know what Lawrence was trying to do. Lawrence wasn't even trying to fight that man.
No, but the
Lawrence was not trying to fight him. Lawrence was trying to, Lawrence could have easily,
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is so tall over him. Like he could have just like picked him up, you know what I mean, and like moved him out the way in that moment. It was real ugly how they did Lawrence, but Nathan's issues was Nathan's own insecurities. Even I think if Issa would have prepped him, that wouldn't have made much of a difference because he wouldn't have been able to handle the emotion that went around them having to be around each other again. Like that's just real life. That's just like even with like Dro and Molly, that was just like, damn, like okay, emotion. I see you. Oh damn, my dude walked up. You know what? I used to mess with him. It didn't really go like they were more grounded in their selves than Issa and Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. I think biggest issue with Lawrence was the whole cornering thing, not the way to go. Like catching her in the corner, and then when she tried to like step out the way, he was like, "Whoa, hold on, where you go?" I was like, "Whoa, this is you're already giving me a call the cops vibes. Like, let's not, like, please relax. Like, don't be threatening towards someone that you're trying to have a conversation with because it just puts them in a bad state."
It's interesting how both significant others handled it, right? So like Lawrence, Condola, and no, before I even get into that, they need to figure out what they're gonna call this baby because she calls him Eli and Lawrence still calls him Ja.
Yeah.
Nobody named Elijah is called Ja. That is not the nickname, and I'm tired of it.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Elijah.
Like, Ja, you ready to go party? No, nigga, his name is Eli or Elijah. You his daddy, get it right. Secondly, Condola saw Issa was there, looked at Lawrence, saw Lawrence processing that Issa was there,
Yep.
and said, I'm gonna take a step away. I'm gonna step out here, hold the baby real quick. I'm about to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna let you get yourself together, do your thing. And then went and talked to, whatever. But she didn't mention, Condola never mentioned Issa to Lawrence until she said, I had a conversation with Issa. It was good. I think we needed that. Nathan sees Lawrence and is like, oh, old boy came all the way back for this. And this, like this, just the attitude that he had, you know what I'm saying? Just
the animosity for no
all
reason.
his energy and everything. And so like you could see both of those people are in the same position.
Yes.
Actually, Condola's in a much more serious position than Nathan.
Correct.
And she handled it completely different, and I would say in a much better way.
I do want to know how she left with the baby, if they came together.
Maybe she took the car and he was going to Uber home. That's what I'm gonna say.
Or ride back with Issa.
He was about to go back to the crib.
Ride back with Issa.
I do think that
going.
I do think that Canola Oil felt that when Eli got like tired and she was like, I'm gonna remove myself from this because I see where your head is at. Like, you have some unresolved shit like that you might want to like kind of navigate right now. And regardless if I think that this is a good situation to do that or not,
I'm gonna let you do it.
None of my business, because I'm not your lady. I'm just gonna take my baby, our baby, and get it to a safe spot, and I'm gonna just head out. And I think that was really big of her to see that and kind of make that move. Whereas, like you said, like Nathan just went about it the whole wrong way. But again, if somebody's living rent free in your head, this is an opportunity where you're like, oh well, I gotta show I'm better, and this and that. The ego comes into play.
All right, so here we go. About to go into the last series finale of Insecure. I already said what I think. I don't know how they. I gave it's gonna be one of three options. Obviously, I think the option I'm leaning with the most is that Issa just ends up by herself, and they tie it up that way. But I'm also leaning like I'm like a 40% lean to. They just act like it's another episode, and then it just kind of that's it. So what do y'all see happening in this finale next week?
All right, I'm gonna just do it this way. What I love to see happen is her pick Lawrence for the story wrap up, storybook ending. Boom. But what I think is gonna happen is what we discussed earlier. They leave us all hanging. I mean, I think that's my like cynical side. I think that's what's gonna happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Say it that way. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But then I also think that what they'll probably do is do the Issa picks herself. I think that's what they'll end. I think that's what we'll see is Issa pick herself. What I hope for is the Lawrence, and potentially I wouldn't be surprised if they went the other way. That's how I would categorize it.
Yeah. Okay, Raph, what you got?
I just think that she ends up picking Nathan and breaks everybody's fucking heart. And literally, like, just like y'all gonna. I mean, to your point, they said, everybody's gonna hate how this shit ends. And to me, I think that that's how you make everybody hate how it ends. Is if you put her with Nathan.
Yeah, I would hate that. I actually would.
Like literally, I'm talking about like last scene. Them taking the for sale sign off of a house or
oh no!
I'm telling you,
no.
That's how I see this shit.
Or a pregnancy test, like open bill.
Oh, please don't do that. Damn, you just took it way too far, Tim. Don't do that. Please, Lord, no. Oh,
it feels like depression.
That one would hurt. That one would really hurt.
Yeah, I'm not loving that at all. I'm not loving
it. Listen, I'm not loving it. I don't want that. But
I don't either. But I think that's what I would hate. That would be hate.
That one, that's gonna be the dagger right there.
Oh, that's a dagger for real. It feels shit. This feels terrible.
I just don't. God. Why are we ending the? I don't get it. Why are we ending here at five seasons?
She said she only wanted it to be 5. She envisioned the show with only a certain amount of seasons, and it obviously frees her up to do
Now you picking up
more
the
stuff.
steam. You picked up the steam for like these last couple of episodes really been hitting, and
They
now
should.
you just
They could have kept like episodes 3 and 4, and like made like take those 3 away, and make this like episode something else so we can get a few more because you know
yeah.
there were some lean episodes. There were some
Yes.
lean episodes.
Yes.
It's always lean episodes. There's some lean years and there's some strong years.
Yeah, you know. So
Yeah.
all right, well, we did it, guys. We made it to an hour. There we go.
See, a good episode allow you to do that.
A good episode allow you to make it to an hour. Well, we will be back next week at some point. I think we're gonna have a full crew next week. All 5 of us, 6 of us. So wait a minute. Derek, she got something else to say? You got a final word?
We doing Tuesday, right?
No, her phone died. Her phone died, and she just now cut back on. So it's like she's making it for the end of the episode.
Got you. Well, we appreciate Derek being the voice of
She's
all
in here
women
listening
everywhere.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
You're welcome. Your invite is permanent. So whenever you
All
want to hop
right.
on
Well, I
here,
can't wait to see you guys next episode then.
we gonna talk. Actually, we might need you next episode because it's gonna be 3 against 3. We got Gabby and Kasia and y'all.
Ooh yeah. We really need to do like the episode compared to like this episode. Like it was 2 groups. Like it was the males and the females, like how they had the look break off sessions. That was the dopest part about the episode to me. Because we got all of these different kinds of like characters in that circle. Like the guys, you had 2 gay dudes, you had like Nathan, Lawrence, you had all different styles of guys in a circle, like communicating about the same things. You know what I'm saying? Just like being in community together. So I think that was super dope. It'll be super cool to be able to have 3-on-3, you know, in the conversation this week.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna plan for at least. So since we are I ain't gonna say that. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone. We are Christians in this house, and we're gonna say Christmas.
PC always. PC.
Merry Christmas. Happy
God.
holidays. Happy Insecure Day. And we will see y'all next week as we talk about it all. Oh, and your birthday coming up, right? Right. I forgot all about that.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yes, sir. Friday. Big old Trace.
Oh, you're welcome to the club, baby. Welcome to the club.
What you got playing?
Whole lot of nothing. Same thing every year. You know, try to take over the world, but can't even see anybody because it's Christmas Eve and everybody's with their family. So, you know, just the usual, you know, same PJs as the kid and her mom, and you know, some hot cocoa, a little bit of coquito, and
Spanish words.
Yeah.
I hate you. Truly.
I was about to do it too.
I can't.
Oh, little poquitos, man.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm gonna have me some Tostinos, man.
No momento.
Yo, I'm dead. I'm dead.
All right, well, we'll catch everybody next week, man, on the finale of that, and then maybe we'll find another show to talk about. But until then, all right, good people. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Peace.